Motorcycles can be many things. Exciting, scary, plain, invisible even. Then there are a few which are so good that seem almost unreal. The Triumph Street Triple was one such bike that hit the spot despite lacking power. But with its competition stepping up the game, it was time for a replacement.
And what we have here is the most powerful Street Triple till date, the new RS version. We were fortunate enough to ride this motorcycle on the beautiful roads of Barcelona and also at the Catalonia racetrack. But those were perfect conditions and our desi roads are far from it. Also, we rode the Street Triple S a few months back and it failed to connect with us as it missed the magic element associated with the Street Triple. So does the new RS live up to the Street Triple's legacy? I'll give the answer right away. It's a big yes, because it's a brilliant motorcycle and here's why.
The Street Triple's magic was in the way it handled. And with the S, Triumph created a recipe that newer riders would find safe, trading some of the specialness for stability. But now things are different.
The chassis on the Street Triple S and the RS variant is the same twin spar unit, but the RS has an aggressive rake angle of 23.9 degrees as opposed to 24.8 degrees of the Street Triple S. This means the RS steps into corner aggressively and the handling is almost telepathic. Also, the front end has a lot of feel and one can load it up better and carry a lot of speed through the corner, as we found out through our track experience. However, on the mountain roads, this front heavy feel means you have to put in slightly more effort, especially on switchbacks. The chassis is very communicative and one can correct his lines mid-corner. Now this is something very few motorcycles can achieve and this makes the RS a brilliant motorcycle.
Aiding the handling are the Pirelli Super Corsa SP tires that offer leech-like grip once up to temperature. The new gull-wing swing arm with increased torsional stiffness has reduced the squatting tendency associated with the older bike. Given the performance aspect, the bike has been set up on the stiffer side. The thuds of the bumps are felt through the saddle, but it is far from backbreaking, and it is a fully adjustable setup, so soften it if you like. The top spec Brembo M50 radial calipers at front offer phenomenal braking performance. The disc brakes shed speed swiftly while being very progressive. Also, there is a 3-level ABS to keep you at bay from sticky conditions, but cornering ABS is missing as it doesn't get an IMU.
Now, sports bikes are fun to ride and offer great handling as well, but the commuter riding posture means they aren't for everyone. This is one of the main reasons why naked bikes are so popular, and the Street Triple RS riding posture can be labelled as sporty and comfy. The wide handlebar and the rear set foot pegs means you have a comfortable riding stance. Now this is good for both riding in the city and on the highway as well. Also, the large saddle means there's enough space for you to move around while cornering. Last but not least is the fuel tank shape, which allows you to snugly hold them between your legs.
Seat height is 25 mm more than the older model, but you hardly feel the difference and even shorter riders will feel comfortable on it. Another aspect of the bike that we really liked is the well laid out switch gear. Flipping through the ride modes and settings is now a breeze thanks to a 5-way joystick.
Now, one of the biggest talking points of the new Street Triple RS is its new power plant. The engine is based on the Daytona's motor, but the bore and stroke has been magnified to increase the displacement to 765cc. The 3-cylinder engine delivers 123 PS of power and 77 Nm of torque, which makes it the most powerful Street Triple ever. So how is the performance? Well, it is ballistic. The lack of power in the older bike meant an experienced rider could tame the bike too easily. He or she would have got bored of the bike sooner than expected. But that isn't the case with the new Street Triple RS, as it has a wild side. Under 10,000 RPM, it offers exciting performance in a controlled manner, something which an amateur rider would appreciate. But cross 10,000 RPM and the Street Triple RS comes into its own element and will test a rider's skill. And yes, the front does lift to add to the drama.
We clocked a 0 to 100 km per time of 3.59 seconds, which is exactly same as the base variant. However, in the 0 to 160 dash, the extra power of the RS flexed its muscle, finishing it in 7.19 seconds as opposed to 7.88 seconds clocked by the Street Triple S. Out on the highway, the Naked flaunts its touring abilities. You can cruise at speeds close to 130 km per hour with hardly any vibes coming through. And while you're at it, you will love the deep and bassy intake howl that adds to the experience. Talking about mileage, the Street Triple RS has an almost 400 km range in real world conditions, which is impressive. However, wind blast is significant and you will tire out sooner while touring at higher speeds. Higher gears give a hint of gruffness, but it is considerably lower than what we experienced with the Street Triple S. The tractable engine makes riding in the city effortless. The slip-assisted clutch is light, a boon in traffic. The 6-speed gearbox offers precise shifts. It also gets a quick shifter as standard, allowing for clutchless upshift that works well. You won't complain about the electronic goodies over here. The RS gets 5 riding modes: Rain, Road, Sport, Track and Rider, which is a customizable mode. Power output remains similar in all the ride modes, but throttle response is varied based on the mode selected. The new bike also gets 4-level traction control system: Road, Rain, Track, Sport or Off. The traction control does work well, but its intrusion could have been a bit cleaner and smoother. In terms of styling, the new motorcycle heavily resembles its predecessor. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the older bike and share the same sentiment about the new bike. Also, the new RS variant doesn't look much different from the base version, save for few elements like belly pan, smaller exhaust muffler, subtle graphics and the bar end mirrors. To be frank, the Street Triple RS lacks the wow factor you would associate with Street Fighters. What will impress you though is the 5-inch TFT display that looks incredible. It displays a plethora of information, has 6 different layouts and adapts to ambient light for impeccable readouts. You can also swirl it to make the angle suit your preference. The matte paint quality is flawless while fit and finish levels are impressive.
So by now you would have figured out that why we adore the new Street Triple RS. It delivers everything that is expected from a performance bike and a bit more. It is among the few motorcycles that we at ZigWheels have come across that is difficult to find a flaw in. In fact, we were nitpicking that the mirrors could have been better and the console could have been a bit higher. Yes, it isn't a beautiful looking motorcycle, but swing a leg over the bike and it will win your heart with its personality and character. So if you want a true blue Street Triple experience, our bet will be to go for the new RS version, as it is well worth the Rs 2 lakh premium. So if you are in the market for a naked sports bike and have the money, just go for this.